about Dial Models Workshop.
Hi, it's Yeji.
And Clint.
Hey, it's Larry. You are entering Models Workshop After Hours, a modeling podcast where we talk about miniatures, model painting, and we cuss a lot. If you can be offended, we're probably going to offend you. Then you're going to laugh, and you're going to feel bad. And then we'll offend you again, and then you'll laugh again. You see the pattern. So kick out, sit back, grab your brush, grab your paints, and get ready to have some fun.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Models Workshop After Hours. This is your Gen 24 coming at you with the ever incredible
Yeji.
Ever incredible, slightly edible, but if your name is Clint.
I mean, you can chew on my arm too, but I mean, that only does so much.
Some people might like that. Been listening to a lot of serial killer files here recently, and it's like, I think there's people out there that have been like, really? Can I nibble on the Yeji arm? So tonight it's only the two of us, and we kind of did this on purpose. We could have called other people in. None of the normal crew are available. Some of them are flying home. Some of them got at work super early. We're recording on an odd day. We typically don't record on Sunday evenings. But the cool thing is Yeji and I have not had a chance to really have been on a show in a long time. So this is her and I being able to sit down and reminisce and catch up, probably piss people off because all the potty humor, it's like, oh God, they're together again. It's going to be an entire episode of dick and fart jokes.
Woohoo! I mean, yes. Well, yes.
Yes. So if you hear any weird noise, I'm actually at my work right now. I'm not at the house, and I'm recording on a headset or possibly my voice recorder. I'm recording on both, so if one of the audio gets messed up, I am on the travel system. I do think I'm going to start carrying an actual microphone, one of my condensers, since I've upgraded to the soundboard. I can actually take one of my USB microphones on the road with me and use it. So I think that's what I'm actually going to start doing. So I have a full computer microphone, so if I want to record, I can literally just pop everything down, plug it in, and be able to be good to go. Now, personally, I will say that I'm starting to feel more in the lines of wanting to do this. I don't know how to explain it, but if you've had a major life change in your life and have ever just felt like the normal isn't normal anymore, I have to say that that's the basic and the easiest way to explain this. The normal hasn't felt normal. I haven't really felt like wanting to get on the microphone or talk or do any of this stuff. And it's just, even Peter's been on to me because I've been really slacking on uploading content that has been done. And I feel more like I'm normal again. I'm back to normal. I thought I was normal, and I may still have a little hiccups here and there, but 2018 really kicked me in the balls really hard. It was a lot of shit that happened, and between the divorce, which is final now for the people who don't know, and breaking my leg and being off work for 3 months, and then having freedom and just going a little like, woohoo, let's go out everywhere and just do everything that I haven't been able to do for 17 years. But I am back. I'm setting up a temporary studio up in my bedroom, or trying to, and we have been working on the downstairs studio. It's just the downstairs studio is going to take a bit of time, so I went ahead and am going to set up like a painting station with my laptop, the soundboard, a couple cameras, so maybe I can just do some live streaming. And a lot of artists are starting to hit up the Twitch, Mike Ella the Duck. He's over there quite a bit. I know Shoshi's doing a lot of Twitch streaming, and a whole bunch of other friends are too.
We've been streaming for, actually, we hit, this past Thursday, we hit our 6-month stream, or 6 months that we started streaming, so.
Yeji and Clint, of course. Hey, Yeji and Clint, let them know where they can find you guys at.
Twitch.tv/snickernack. That's SNICKERNACKS no S at the end. _ studios.
So, yeah, so there's they're streaming a lot. I want to start getting in on the streaming on the weekends. It might only be every other week, and it might not be any topic. It just literally just might be me sitting down. I might launch. We have a Discord server that no one ever goes to anymore, but I might start putting the link there so people can hop in voice rooms if I can figure out how to record voice off of them, or maybe just listen to it, because I have a pretty decent habit of reading people's questions out again. So people can ask me while I'm streaming. I can be like, well, so-and-so asked this question, and this is the answer. Or they can ask stuff that I'm doing that pertains with what I'm working on. So I definitely want to start the streaming stuff again. Now, this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter episode because I think we're only going to be here for another hour or so, hopefully, before heading out. We had a really, really bad snowstorm. Where I'm at, we only got 6 inches. Higher north, they got at my house, they got 12 plus inches. And it's supposed to get down to negative 30 with the wind chill tonight.
Ooh.
Negative 14 without the wind chill, negative 30 to 40 with the wind chill. It's absolutely crazy. And it's going to be an absolute nightmare tonight. So, we're driving a friend around because they're not all that comfy driving on snow and ice, and the streets are still shit because it's all drifting. It had 30, 40 mile an hour gusts. I was out in it yesterday. Total whiteout conditions. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. My county, half of it lost power. It was just nuts. So the weather has not been playing nice.
That's crazy.
Dude, oh my gosh, it is. There was so much snow. It is. So hobby updates. What have you been working on, Yejmeister?
Oh my God. So we've been doing quite a bit, with our stream and with our, with LVO coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So Clint and I have been working on busts. They're on VODs if you want to go watch them, and we're going to continue working, VODs, meaning video on demand. Continue working them on Twitch. What? Some people, I'd say VOD, and they're like, what? What's that? So, might as well explain. I've been working on the Estelle bust from Nocturna Models, and she's kind of inspired by Cosmic Queen Ashe from League of Legends. So she has that pale blue skin going against purples and reds. So it's turning out pretty good. I just have to keep working on her. And then
I laughed because I was getting ready to say the exact same thing, because for the exact same reason, actually, it's come on, let people know what VODs are. And then you said it, and I was I giggled because I was just getting ready to say the exact same stuff.
Gotcha. And then Clint is working on his Neko Galaxy bust, the Keto Sea Girl that I got him 2 years ago for his birthday. And that's going to be his LVO piece.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. They're coming along quite lovely.
And then, with Twitch-wise, though, we're doing, this week we're starting on our first, paint-along. So Bombshell was awesome enough and kind of sponsored us for that with discount codes for everyone that follows our stream. And so Clint's going to have his first session on Monday. And we're starting up with Glacia from Bombshell Minis and doing a paint-along first session with him, and then there will be another session with me with a different color scheme. And so you'll kind of see how two different people approach two different, or the same model, but how two different artists can do completely separate things, even with the same model. But the other thing is we're going to have, so we have a separate Discord as well, but we're going to feature it on there, and after everyone paints theirs, we're going to give about 2 weeks for everyone to paint theirs, and then kind of reveal it on our channel.
Yeah, so for all the people that are out there, if you want a discount code for our buddy Keith's Bombshell miniature line, you need to make sure to head over and watch either the video on demands if you can't watch them live, or watch them live over at Snickernack Studios. Snickernack Studios. Yeah, there it is. Snickernack Studios.
You wish.
It's like a breakfast cereal with boobs and vag.
I mean, there's one of us with that.
But oh boy. Anyways, head over to their Twitch stream and catch that over there. If you have never heard of Bombshell Miniatures, you really need to check it out. I've got several of their products. Keith's a super cool guy. If you've bought a decent amount of Reaper stuff, you probably already have some of his stuff. And he does stuff for people all over.
Dark Sword, too, especially. But
yes.
Yeah, all over.
Yeah, he's actually a person that you can call he's a professional sculptor. He's recently getting into the entire digital sculpting. So, oh man, yeah, he's cool. Patrick Keith. Check him out. Bombshell Minis. Now, have you heard the scuttlebutt going around about we just put up episode 104. I just put that up tonight. Now it was with Jim and I.
I was going to say, when was that? Like, I seriously feel like it's been about 6 months since we recorded.
No, 104. Jim and I recorded. It's like myself and Jim. There we go. Because it makes it sound like the freaking astrological sign. Gemini. That's the show for Gemini. That's the show that we should do. Gemini painters.
Yep.
But I don't know how long it's been since you and I recorded. I think it's been since November or December. It's been a hot minute. There's some of our listeners are going, it's been like 3 months, you dickheads. I've been waiting. Yeah. You bastards. But, we talked about, I think it was Jim and myself. We talked about the Ninja Division and Soda Pop Miniatures. I think it is. Essentially just folding. Soda Pop not being able to deliver on their Kickstarter, or they're quote unquote trying their hardest to deliver on the Kickstarter, but they've already been sued. They basically victim blamed. There's no cut. If you read the lawsuit, the response to the lawsuit, they were victim blaming. They were blaming people wasting their time and money suing them because they haven't delivered on the goods that they promised and haven't been updating people on what where they're sitting. So someone sued them, and in the court findings, they literally blamed the guy suing them and bothering them and the people that are harassing them. Maybe not in those exact words, but if you read the paperwork, it's essentially what they're saying. And Soda Pop and Ninja Division are all kind of interconnected. So I don't know if it's going to take both of them down, or if it's just going to take one of the sides down, like Soda Pop's going to die, but Ninja will still be around.
I think that's what they were trying to do with when they, stopped with the Soda Pop and then tried to go into Ninja Division. But it's been all sorts of headachy, and I get that on both ends. As a company, you do want to be transparent to a point, but at the same time, you want to try and mitigate any bad things going out first. But that's been a whole mess and a half, I feel.
Yeah, and it was the problem that we talked about in the past, where they offered too much. They were like, hey, we're going to give you all of this shit, and they really just couldn't. They weren't prepared to truly deliver on it.
Not just that, I think, though, part of it was mismanagement.
It was 3 years, and they've been paying salaries this entire 3 years.
But the part of it too is also some of their production stuff. When it came back, their models were sticky, so they needed to go and make them redo them, and they needed to pay them for a second batch. So it's just been all sorts of headaches for them. I know that.
Right. I'm just going to wrap this up, too. Like you said, it was just mismanaged from the start to the end. It was just mismanaged. And because one production problem shouldn't have floored the entire thing, but it apparently did. And you know what? It's sadly becoming way more common than it should be, because this is in the last year, the third major Kickstarter that's effectively called it quits and saying they're not going to deliver. It's like, damn, because now it's starting to become a pattern. Now it's causing people to huddle up around the players who know what they're doing, who have delivered multiple successful Kickstarters, and only backing them. So now these new upstarts, nowadays, Could Midara, one of our friends' companies, who had their problems themselves, but they did deliver. And they had some serious issues. They were like 2 years late, but they did deliver.
Larry,
3?
It's been like 4.
Is it been?
Yeah.
No, because we recorded with them. We recorded with Brooklyn on episode 5, and we've only been recording for 3 years. And they had a year gap in their delivery. They're only 2 years late. The Kickstarter was 3 years and some change ago, but it's only 2 to 2.5 years late.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right. It's 3.5 years they did it.
Since the launch was what I was getting. Right. It was launched quite a while ago. It's almost 4 years ago.
Right, and I was talking about since they were supposed to deliver. So sorry, listenership, if there was any confusion there. That's what's going on. They are 2.5 years late, which is not the worst, not the best, but not the worst. But they are delivering. They had issues too. They had issues just like Ninja Division, where they had to get molds recut, which is the expensive part. They had to get miniatures report. They had to get all of this stuff, but they are delivering. That I can honestly say is probably a better managed company versus what Ninja Division did. And Ninja Division offered way too many miniatures, way too many freebies, and they are honestly, it's biting them in the ass.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to work some stuff out. I know that's the last I've heard, and I hope so, because, I am addicted to chibis. So that's my hope, but we'll see how it goes.
It's one of those, like you said, we'll have to check, or we'll have to wait and see if it's actually going to be possible for them to pull it out. I am not optimistic in this. I honestly think that I think it's honestly highly unlikely that they are going to successfully do this. And there's another thing that's going around. And I'm going to say this. Take this with 10 pounds of salt, folks who are listening to this. I don't have any inside information. I haven't talked to anybody about this. I haven't. No one's whispered in my ear. So this is completely speculation on my side of things. I am beginning to wonder what is going on with Privateer Press. I think there's something going on with Privateer Press. I think that I honestly believe speculation. This is 100% my opinion based on some things that I've observed, and I'll explain it. I think that they are in trouble. I think they're having problems. I think they're having problems. I think that the company that we know and love might be having issues. And this is why I say this. They had a huge warehouse sale. In and of itself, that's not a big deal, but they liquidated a lot of stuff. And that you could say, oh, they're just making space. Which, if it was by itself in a vacuum, yeah, okay, they're making space. They sold off a whole bunch of stuff. But then they all of a sudden announced, hey, we're getting rid of the paper edition of No Quarter, and we're only going digital only. Now, once again, in a vacuum, that's not a big deal. Maybe the numbers were down and on the paper readership and sellership, and it was just not profitable, and they were losing money, so they decided to go all digital because they couldn't print the minimums that they needed. And then the third thing that really made me go, is Dallas left. And for those who don't know, Dallas was kind of the face of Privateer Press within the geek circles. He was their primary painter. He was the one active on social media. He was the guy who went to the shows, and he left. And he didn't leave in a fashion such as hey, I'm leaving Privateer Press and I'm going to USopoly, or I'm leaving Privateer Press and I'm going to Games Workshop. He just left to pursue personal projects, and I'm using air quotes here. And that is really suspicious to me. Maybe he can, because a lot of the personal projects that he could actually do, he should be able to do while working for Privateer Press. And in a vacuum, that one's really like, what the hell? What's going on? Is there infighting in the company? Is there maybe he has an offer from another company that he can't disclose yet? An entity such as or like Miniature Monthly. Or he wants to do his own Miniature Monthly type thing or Wapple type thing. But if you add all of that stuff together and then you look at their product line, you go, they are not adopting the tabletop board game model that everybody else has. Cool Mini kind of invented it and pushed it out to everyone with all of their last 35 Kickstarters. Even Games Workshop has gotten in on it with their Necromunda, with their all that stuff. And all this while, you look at Privateer Press and they've chugged on with the same model. Privateer Press got big when there were no other skirmish games out there. Now there's literally 100 different skirmish games that are A, cheaper, B, better looking models, C, models that go together better, and D, that have a fresher rule set and are quicker to play. And altogether, I look at this and I honestly think Privateer Press, I think there's something going on with Privateer Press. They may be in trouble. It may be time for one of the big dogs to, I don't know. Just I have this weird suspicion in my mind that Privateer Press is in trouble. And tell me I'm paranoid, Yeji.
You're paranoid.
We'll see. We'll wait and see. And if they do close up shop, I could see someone like Cool Mini actually stepping up and buying, or possibly even Games Workshop.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I did wonder a little bit about that myself, but I haven't really had time to worry about other things.
Honestly, I haven't dug into it. I haven't asked people. I haven't looked at any of this. It is one of those. I just saw all this stuff happening, and Dallas could have honestly made an announcement in the last couple weeks that he's joining website XYZ, and that's why he left. And I don't know. I just know that he announced that he was leaving and didn't give any reasons. Not that he has to, but it's one of those. And it's a good topic of discussion. Is Privateer Press in trouble? If they are, what can they do to get themselves out of it? If they're not, shut up, Larry. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's no real scuttlebutt. This is just me going, this seems a little suspicious. So that's kind of my take on that. But, I've probably missed about 17 Cool Mini Kickstarters since I've been kind of off kilter too, I'm sure.
Yeah, we haven't really checked. I mean, we haven't had funds to really do any Kickstarters lately either, so we haven't really checked into them. We are actually slowly making the move for me to go full-time commission and Twitch, so that's
good
what
stuff,
we're in the
good
middle
stuff.
of.
I like that idea. Let's help you pursue this idea and get it. So folks, definitely go ahead over there and subscribe and all that good stuff. Let's get those numbers up. Now, I am looking at streaming more, but like I said, for me and myself, I'm never looking to do it as a full-time thing. I would have to make way too much money at it, and I don't think that's ever going to happen. I'm not that good of a painter. I'm a good talker. I'm a good presenter. So maybe that's what I should do, whore myself out as a presenter for different gaming conventions and talking to people and be like, hey, come over here and do this with us. Now, speaking of a company, and I'm going to stop, in 2019, I will still make fun of it. And I'll make fun of the company that I support that does it too. But I'm going to stop the hardcore ramming down the throats of like CMON doing multiple Kickstarters. Because I made the realization that there's a company that I support who also does a lot of Kickstarters when they probably shouldn't. So, and honestly, it's just kind of the way of things. So for 2019, I might bring it up a couple times in a tongue-in-cheek manner, but I'm not going to rant on it anymore. But speaking of a company that I love, that has a topic matter that I really love, is IDW Games. Just recently released a new Kickstarter for the Ninja Turtles. And, yep, I went balls deep on it.
Of course.
Of course I did. You know this. There's no weight, no action, no lube, nothing. Just straight balls deep. Yeah, the new Ninja Turtles Kickstarter. I am biased, so take what I have to say with a grain of salt. There's a lot of people that are very unhappy with this Kickstarter, and in some ways, I do understand it. It's 18 days to go. It's going to end on February 8th. It has a 200,000 goal, and it's currently sitting at 388,000 with almost 2,000 backers. Now, and as of the time of the recording, they have what they're calling a digital dash. For every $1,000 they earn, you can get a free digital comic book from their IDW. I don't know if it's only set ones or if you can pick the ones that you want, but it's currently sitting at 48 free comic books. Now, the full print line is 80-something issues. So if we can gain a few more $1,000, we'll actually get the entire print run of Ninja Turtles for IDW, which, once again, I'm biased, I think is a great value, except for the fact that I already own the entire print run of the IDW Turtles. So it's kind of like, God damn it. Oh, so the problem is that this is a rework game. They took the original game and redid the rules, redid the miniatures, and added stuff to it. So it's kind of like the base game and the expansion added together. And there is no upgrade package, and that's what people are pissed off about. There's no upgrade package for the people who ordered the previous edition. And I see where they're talking, why people are upset. But I will say this. The new miniatures look incredible compared to the old ones. I think the new miniatures look great. They're incredibly well done. They did add a whole bunch of new stuff. They didn't fuck around with any of we have paper stands, but at this price, we'll upgrade them to miniatures. They just went ahead and released them as miniatures. Like, they have two different packages. They have a $125 changes constant that gets the Stan Sakai box and the Loner Ralph. Raph. Yep, what a turtle fan I am. Yeah, you get all 4 turtles. You get Apple X, Casey Jones, 5 brawlers, 5 gunners, 10-foot ninja, Baxter Stockman, Old Hob, 30 mousers, 30, a Mega Mouser, and a whole bunch of dice for all the turtles, the game cards and the villain cards for everyone, the 8 double-sided map tiles, villain action cards, and a whole bunch of tokens. In the Stan Sakai box, you get a Maitomo Usagi hero, you get his dice, and you get alternate sculpts of all 4 turtles. I'm really hoping that the angle of the Donatello is what makes him look funny, because he looks funny as hell. He looks like he has no legs. I'm really hoping it's yeah. And then you have the Loner Raph, which has an alt sculpt and his dice, because he's different. He has different stats when he's in the Loner. Now, then you have another $125 one, and it's City Fall plus Deviations and Savage Slash. City Fall, you get Splinter, Angel Bridge, April O'Neil, Old Hob, Slash, 10 Purple Dragons, 10-foot Soldiers, 10-foot Elite, Karai, 3 Bruisers, a Hun, Bebop Rocksteady, a Dark Leo in the setup. If you read the comic books, you know what it is. And then you get Shredder, then you get all applicable dice and cards. You get more double-sided map tokens and a whole bunch of other tokens. in the Deviations box, you get dark versions of all the Ninja Turtles, including an alternate sculpt, Dark Leo. So you get 2 Dark Leos, and then you get a Savage Slash, which looks like he's huge. And then you get what's called All the Loot, which is everything that was mentioned above, and you get a Scratch. And the only way you can get Scratch is if you get the All-In. Now, the first 2 are $125 each. The All-In is $250. The problem a lot of people are having, also, on top of there's no upgrade package, is the fact that they're only giving the stretch goals to the All-In package. So if you buy the $125, you don't get stretch goals. And right now they've unlocked the Stranger, which is Splinter's alternate ego. You get all his cards and dice.
I just think some people are so used to getting so much out of stuff that they, like, if they are not the ones getting it, they just start complaining.
You are really, honestly, in all honesty, you're getting a lot of miniatures. Like, this is the stretch goal so far. You get the Stranger and all his cards and dice. You get 15 Flying Mousers with their cards. You get hero boards. You get the Flyman Baxter Stockman. You get Villain Spinners. You get 10 Flyborgs. And right now the next stretch goal is Sophie Campbell as Applex, as a hero. So you get her cards and dice as heroes. And what people are primarily complaining about is the fact that you can't get an upgrade. And I do agree with that. I think it would be great if you didn't want the miniatures, the new Ninja Turtles, or the new Shredder, or the Foot Clan, or the Bruisers. If you didn't want those, and you only wanted the upgraded cards and the upgraded dice, that they had instead of an all-in, let's say there was an all-in upgrade package that's only $200. Is it, honestly, at that point, it's like, well, is it worth the $50 to get the new miniatures, or do I want to save that $50 and just do $200 for the upgrade? And you still get the stuff. I think that would have been a fair way of doing it. Honestly, if you're just buying one of them, I think they should have had some of the stretch goals that bounced back and forth. Like, this stretch goal is either for this expansion or the all-in. This stretch goal is for this expansion or the other all-in, and it bounces back and forth. And I think that would have been a little bit more fair, but it's the way they decided to do things. I can understand, kind of. I went all in with the limited edition bundle that there was only 50 of, that has the character cards for the Ninja Turtles done as with him actually drawing it. Kevin Eastman actually drew the turtles on the cards.
Of course.
I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it though, because it's expensive. I might actually downgrade. I'm looking at these cards. They're neat. They're really neat. But I don't think they're worth the money neat, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I might downgrade. I grabbed it when I could because I can always downgrade. But once I get rid of it, I'm never going to be able to get it again. So I'm sitting here and I'm waiting. I'm kind of balancing it out. And it's like, if you're a Ninja Turtles fan and you like a lot of miniatures and whatnot, my buddy Douglas Schuler over at Coalition Victory Gaming, he has his own little podcast. He actually got to play the game, and I think he has a video of some of the gameplay and him doing an interview with the guys. So I would check him out if you want to look at the stuff. But honestly, I think it's an awesome game, and the original one was great. And yeah. So any Kickstarters you want to talk about?
No, most of my friends' Kickstarters have all ended. I'm trying to think if I've seen another one. There's been like 2 that I've seen that are coming to Kickstarter, and I'm like, on them.
I know there's one that everybody wants us to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's, even you tried to as well. You're like, oh, look at these, Larry. I want to watch. And it just keeps going up. Why? All right. So the one that everyone has wanted me to look at and talk about, and everyone has tried to literally rile me up. They're like, oh, look at this, Larry, because I'm in a position now that it's really starting to get bothersome about how many different brush companies are out there and how many different paint companies are out there. My philosophy is if you're not providing something that's actually tangibly new for the painting community, just fucking stop. It's totally not worth it. I don't need 17 paints that are the exact same shades that do the exact same thing. Just stop. Just stop. If you have a cool paint that changes color and you want to bring it to market, cool. If you have paints that are identical, and let me emphasize, identical to the Bandai colors for Gundams as a paint set, cool. If you have a really badass weathering paint, cool. But if you're releasing red paint, blue paint, yellow paint, green paint, and they just have really freaky, screwed up names, totally unneeded. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Stop. But I'm not talking about paint on this one. I'm actually talking about a paint brush. And it is the Ghost Brush. This is probably the most requested look at a Kickstarter in a long time. And I think they honestly wanted me to do this because they want to hear me rant on it. Because everyone is kind of like, hey, Larry, go look at this. It's like, because you look at it, and you're just like...
Even I looked at it and I was just like, really? Really? Like, why would I go spend... So, what the Ghost brushes are nylon brushes, right? They're
yes,
white,
with a white
tipped.
And, okay, it's Ghost Brush, a miniature paintbrush gamers can afford. And, so it's a white nylon paintbrush with a aluminum ferrule. It's not even nickel, it's aluminum. And it has a birchwood handle, which most paintbrushes, birchwood is actually super cheap. And most paintbrush handles, I believe, are made out of birchwood, even the higher end ones. They might have a more premium wood, but it doesn't matter.
Well, it comes out, and I've already read a couple of threads in which the guy that's making them like kind of tried to defend himself, right? But why would I go and buy these brushes for what, $35 for 8 of them?
Yep, you got it right.
When I can go to Hobby Lobby, pick up a set of 12 for $5.
Yeah, and
same nylon brushes. They're not white.
And actually, white for nylon is horrible. You don't want white brushes because the nylon will stain in such a fashion that you will never get it white again. Even if the brush is clean, it will be stained. So white is dumb. And I'm looking at their brush, and it's a size 5. Why a 5? At that point, you should have a 1/4 inch flat. Anyways, I digress. And it's like nylon brushes, aluminum ferrule, birchwood handle. Like, these are upselling points. And it says size 5, Ghost. And literally right underneath the Ghost, it says China.
Yeah.
It says China. I could probably go on AliExpress or one of the other companies that are like that, another website that are like that, and find these brushes without the Ghost added to them. Or it might even have the Ghost on it already for like $5 for the set. It's ridiculous. This is probably, it's like $35 for one set, $50 for 2 sets, and then $60 for the Voodoo Daddy Chibi special, which you get 16 brushes and you get a chibi miniature. So for $10, and there's one left at that one, and then 3 sets for $65, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so honest opinion, dumbest thing ever. They're over expensive. Nylon are not great for brushes. You tear through nylon brushes. They're white, so they're going to stain.
If you really want nylon brushes, go get them $5 for 12 of them at Hobby Lobby.
Hey, and you can get a 40% coupon.
Yeah.
And just download the app. You got a 40% coupon, so they're going to be like $3 and $2.80 or $2.90. Their sizes are all over. You get triple or double zero, not even triple zero, which is actually kind of in the miniature realm. You get a 00 all the way up to a 6, a fucking Y. Honestly, I'm looking at their page here, and there looks to be almost no difference between their 4, 5, and 6. The taper is the same. Like, I can see a size difference between the 00 all the way up to the 4. Like, going from 3 to 4, I see a size difference. But honestly, if you'd have put the 4 and the 5 next to each other, like they are now, with no numbers on them, I'd have said that one of them was slightly longer, but they were the same size. And the 6 isn't much better. Like, the 4, 5, and 6 almost look to be the same size. My honest opinion, absolute fail. I think this is a dud. I think their intentions were good. They're donating brushes to the Children's Hospital. I think these are something off of AliExpress. They got a silver, they got a foil baker, or hired a company to put their own logo on them. I truly doubt that they shop these. I think this is, what's it called whenever someone tries to upspin and put blame on something that doesn't deserve it? So basically, this is a carnival relation.
Oversell?
No, that's no upsell.
No, it's not a scam.
No, because they tell you exactly what you're getting, and you're getting them. They're just charging you like literally 7 times too much for what you're getting.
You're doing the Disneyland thing.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. This isn't Disneyland. There's nothing special about this. Now, if they included the real cool skull holder that they're showing in their original picture, I would, at that point, I'd almost be like, you know what? It's almost worth the $35 just for the skull brush holder. But they don't. You just get some cheap-ass brushes. And in sizes that 90% of people won't need. And they could have easily made the 4, 5, and 6 a size 4 and turned the 5 and 6 into a 1/4 inch flat, and would have been better. And made it a 7-brush set for like $10. And I can't believe there's 840 backers for this. This is ridiculous. Like, it makes me wonder, like, who really backs this type of stuff? But this is literally the number one, at least in the last year, at least, the number one most requested. Me go and look at this. I'm not going to rant on it too hard. I think it is dumb. I think it is foolish. I think if you back this, I would take a long, hard look at this and make a run over to Michael's and go look at their brushes and their brush sets and go, is it really worth it? And you'll probably come to the realization and know. For $35, you can buy cheap red sable brushes. Not Kolinsky, but you can get red sable, which is just a step down from Kolinsky for about that much money.
And for that, you can buy another set and donate it yourself over to a children's hospital. Just saying.
Or to a school who's doing projects that are doing after-school projects, stuff like that. So their intentions are good. I think it's poorly executed. I think this is just a bad Kickstarter. I think it's not worth the money in the least. You're getting the brushes that you get will last you a month or two, and you're going to throw away because once nylon brushes, like you can take a natural hair brush that's starting to go poofy or curling a little bit, and you can retrain it. You can get it going back straight. It takes time and it takes a little bit of effort, but you can. Once a nylon brush starts going poofy, and they go poofy real bad, they look like me. And if you've seen my hair recently, you'll understand what I mean. It goes poofy like a little, it starts bending out to the sides, and it does not have a needle tip anymore. And once it does that, they're toast, they're junk. You cannot fix a nylon brush that once it starts doing that, because the nylon fibers themselves have started splitting. It doesn't have the oomph that natural hair brushes do. So yeah, if you're backing it, I would honestly highly suggest reevaluating whether or not you should. And honestly, the people that I've talked to that have looked at this, it's the sentiment. My sentiment is not the only one. Or I'm not the only person who shares this settlement. Settlement?
Sediment. No, sentiment? Because sediment is like rock stuff, right? So right. Sentiment, like, I don't know.
I'm not the only one who shares this Etsy. Fuck, I don't know what I'm saying. You know what y'all know what I'm getting at. So. Oh, man. I don't know. I think Kickstarter's on its last legs. It's effectively turning into a pre-order system for the big name people that are out there. I honestly think that we should start focusing on stuff like Indiegogo, or someone else should step up and have more accountability.
I mean, I am kind of excited to see the Simons. Is it Simons? The Munchkin board game.
That is Cool Mini. It was it's Steve Jackson Games in collaboration. That'll be like the first Cool Mini game that I buy, because I love myself some Munchkin. I saw that and I was like, damn you guys. You're going to force me to go and back a company that I'm not a fan of. But you know what? Forget it. I'm cool with it. Yeah. Can't wait. That one's coming out from Cool Mini. I am honestly not 100%. I think we honestly probably missed, at the way they publish, like 3 or 4 of their games.
Probably. Cool things happening in the horizon, though. I'm actually heading to Las Vegas Open, which is next month.
Yeah.
I'm heading to Adepticon and Gen Con and ReaperCon this year, so I'm attending 4 cons.
Hold up. You mean that we're actually going to meet each other?
Yeah, in person. Like, oh my gosh.
For the people who think that Yeji and I are married for some weird reason, we've actually never met each other. We've never had a face-to-face conversation. It's weird because she's met a whole bunch of people from Models Workshop. I've met a whole bunch of people from Models Workshop.
But the two of the original people, like, we've never met in person.
Nope, we have never met. Like, I've met Ben. I don't think any of us have met Andy in person. But yeah, Yeji and I, the people who have basically pushed this entire project, we've never met. So it looks like since Hate, which I think was the last one we covered, Cool Mini has done Zombicide Invaders, Arcadia Quest Riders, Cthulhu, Death May Die. I do remember that one, because isn't that the one with the super huge, ridiculous Cthulhu model? Starcadia Quest. Oh, I can't believe you missed this. Chippies in Space.
I saw them. It's just funds-wise, we're like, nah, let's not.
I get it. Project Elite and then Blood Rage Digital. I found out something very important and not so cool. Your marital status on December 31st is what you file as for your taxes.
Really?
Yes. So even though that Kara and I were married almost the entire year before the divorce, I have to file as single. Yay. No, the way the judgment is laid down, I get to file as head of household, and she does too, because I'm claiming one of the children, and she gets to claim one of them. And that's actually going to save me from owing a lot of money. I'm still going to end up owing a little bit of money, but it's not going to be as bad as it could have been.
The thing that pisses me off is that you can only claim so many children on your tax returns, right?
2 of them get you... For the first 2 you claim, you get max credit, and then the third one you get like some weird discounted rate because 3 kids are so much cheaper than 2.
Well, and then after the third one, you don't get any break, don't you?
Something along those lines, but it's the amount that you get even for the third one is so small that when Kara and I sat down and decided this, we're like, okay, I'll claim 1, you'll claim 2. That way we're not getting hosed over on our taxes.
Well, no, because Clint's ex has 5 kids. No, 6 kids.
And
won't let us claim one of them.
Ouch. I will tell you that after the second one, the amount of credit that you get for claiming them, it shrinks quite a bit, like a lot. So, yeah, after 2, 3, you do get a little bit. After 2, not so much. Yeah. But as far as gaming goes, honestly, what I've been doing is I've been playing more Switch than anything. Because I can do it in the truck. A Switch, I love the Switch. I think the Switch is probably the best invention that they've came out with. I think Nintendo hit an all-star with this thing. That's primarily what my gaming has been, but I am looking forward to getting in and painting. Okay, so here's the real quick question. What in the hell is going on with that one Asian lady with, if you hold it in your hand and it provides no satisfaction? Rid of it. What the hell's going on with that? And why is it everywhere all of it?
Oh, Marie Kondo? She was one of the OGs that wrote about decluttering. And it finally hit Netflix, like a series with her hit Netflix, and everyone's now watching it.
Is that why it's all of a sudden blown up? Because I know I've heard of her book like years ago, like 3, 4, 5 years ago, I believe. I remember hearing her philosophy, and it's like, hey, you know what? And I've used it a little bit, but here recently, it seems like it has blown up everywhere. And it's like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, part of it is because Netflix did a special with her, so everyone is like, yeah, we gotta go watch her type thing now.
So it's the Netflix series that did it, because I was really confused, because it's like one of those things where there's someone you like, and all of a sudden it blows up and everyone's like, you should go and look at this, and it's like, I did like 6 years ago. What the hell? Why is it all of a sudden everyone's talking about it?
Yeah, and then they're just like, yeah, she's so awesome, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you guys know she's one of the OGs. Like, they're like, or someone asked the same question. I was like, you guys know she is one of the OGs to the decluttering thing, right? And they're like, yeah. Oh, okay. And I'm just like, yeah. Wow. Like,
she's been doing it forever and a day. It's kind of like, what the hell? Oh,
you know.
For anybody out there that has a Switch, you want to. You can add me. Grab a pen and paper real quick, and I'll give the number in a moment. But, yeah, I started seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, okay, she's been out forever. Why is it just... Okay, I didn't realize she had gotten a Netflix series.
Yep.
Oh, my God, speaking of Netflix series, have you heard the big to-do here recently on Netflix that everyone has their panties in a bunch over?
What?
There's a new television show called Sex Education.
Oh, yeah.
And the commercial is hilarious.
And it has Gillian Anderson in it.
Right. And everyone is talking about how it's vulgar and it shouldn't be on this, and how we shouldn't be teaching our kids sex education through a Netflix show.
Are you serious?
Yes. No, that like
where else? Okay, where else nowadays are kids getting their sex ed?
Well, it's not even that. It's the okay. Here's the question that I want to ask them. It's like going and watching the television show Sex Education is like sending your kid to go watch American Pie to learn how to bake. Just because it has a title that says XYZ doesn't mean that's actually what the show is about. It's not a sex education show. It's a comedy that happens to be called sex ed. It's not a television show to actually teach sexual education. It might have a little bit of that in it, but it's kind of like, okay, did American Pie teach you how to bake a pie? Oh, no, it taught you other things about a pie and flutes and all that other good stuff. And, but yeah, if you want a good laugh, if you want a good belly laugh, seriously, find the advertisement for sex ed and go to it and read the comments. There's like 10,000 comments, and you will see some of the most uptight, pissed off, freaking, oh my God, people who just don't understand. But I mean, the world.
Tons of Americans are super like, oh, we shouldn't talk about sex with our kids. Like, that's a no topic. No, it's something that you should talk about, so that like you don't get the shit like, Mom, I'm pregnant, or oh, I got my girlfriend pregnant. Like like, talk about this shit. Like, it's a natural thing. You as adults enjoy it. Like, why don't you just talk about it?
Yeah, like my kids probably knew more about sex while they were preteens than any normal teenager does, because we were pretty blunt about it, and we didn't have it like it was a big deal. Now, for the people that have the pen and paper that are waiting for my Switch friend code, it is 72519823419.
Holy shit, that's long.
Yeah, it's 12 characters. That's my Switch. I'm playing a lot of Diablo, so if you want to get in on Diablo, and I'm also playing South Park Fractured Butthole. But yeah, it's crazy. Maybe we should have television shows on Netflix that teach people sex education. And heaven forbid they show a butt or a boob or a little bit of willy. I mean, it's one of those things where...
Would you rather have your kids learn sex ed from you or from porn?
Right. At least with a television show, they may be able to show something that's a little more accurate, loving, caring. I don't know. I did laugh, but it's sad at the same time because people throw these type of fits. Oh my goodness. In world drama, did you hear about that one lady at McDonald's? This drunk dude, or not even a drunk dude, this just prick reached across the table and grabbed her because they didn't have any straws out there because it's against the law. And it's another one of the places down in Florida because Florida seems to be the location for all the crazy stuff. This dude, they didn't have any straws on the floor, but you could get one if you go up and ask. But he was so pissed that they weren't on the floor. He reaches over and grabs her by the collar and like jerks her towards him. Well, this poor bastard didn't know that her uncle taught her boxing from like the age of like 8 up until recently. And that girl just threw straight blows to dude's head, just like rocketed a 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, and the thing is, he called the cops. She did too. McDonald's did because he assaulted her. But he called the cops saying that she beat him up for no reason at all. And it was on video. And there was a video recording of it. So needless to say, he's in jail now. But that was here, Marie Kondo. Laser Shark Designs, Marie Kondo on Warhammer. Ideally, I keep less than 30 armies.
Yeah, some of my book-loving friends posted, and they're like, I don't think Marie Kondo and I can be friends. Like, 30 books? Only 30 books? And they, like, have pictures of, like, their bookshelves and stuff, and I just laughed.
Yeah. You can only keep 30 pairs of shoes. Urgh.
You can't tell me this shit. You can't tell me what to do and what not to do with my life.
Right. You can only have 30 paintbrushes. You can only have...
I mean, 30 paintbrushes is a lot.
It's sarcasm. You can only have 30 bottles of paint.
You can only have 30 models. What?
You know, the sad thing is in all honesty, you could seriously do almost all of your painting with 30 bottles of paint.
You don't even need 30.
Yeah. And there's freaking, most of us own like 300-400 different paints. It's like we are part of the problem. Oh man.
Yeah. I am kind of interested to try the Chimera colors, though. Because it sounds like that actually, like, you blend your own colors.
Hold up. Which one is that?
The one from Chimera.
Oh, did you show this one to me?
I don't think so, because it wasn't a Kickstarter or anything, but it was a set of paints from Chimera called Chimera Colors.
Let's see. Americolors. I have seen these. Hold on a second. I think you did show these to me. I think you did. Where's the color? Huh. Okay.
So it seems interesting.
I have seen these. The white carbon black. Okay, no, definitely have not seen these, because the last one I looked at, there was a paint set that someone
the one
sent
that
me.
I sent you, the other one I sent you was the C Pop.
Yeah, said that had like the most ridiculous color names ever.
Yep.
I have seen these floating around, but I hadn't looked into them just because I kind of, what's the word? I kind of dismissed them because, oh God, more paint. But now that I am looking at this and seeing what their philosophy is, okay. They're sold in 30 mil, 13 bottles for 48 euros. Let's see. So 48 euros. 48 euros to dollars. We're looking at $54. Okay. So let's see. 54 bucks. 54, not 64. 54 divided by what was it? 13 bottles. $4.16 a bottle. And these are 30 mil bottles. So they're double the size of your typical paint bottle. And they already have a steel agitator hull in the thing. They have a higher pigment concentration. Now I wonder what paint line they're. Okay, so they're creamy consistency. If they're creamy, that means they're probably going to be closer to a GW or somewhere between a GW and a Vallejo. You know what? I would be interested in trying these. I would be and remember, I'm the guy who was like, I think these new paints are stupid. This, I think, honestly adds something new. Because it shifts with art. Tells you what to mix together in exact proportions. And it's a 13 bottle paint set that looks like it can be used damn near for everything. And the fact that effectively...
It's supposed to kind of teach you color theory,
Right. I totally get, and color mixing too, not just color theory, but color mixing as well. And the fact that they're highly dense and 30 milliliters. Like GW paints are super expensive for 15 milliliters at like $5 a bottle. But what people don't understand is they have more pigment in a GW paint than Vallejo does in their paints. Now, is it $5 worth? That's your call. And that's why they're so thick, is that they're really pigment dense.
Plus, Vallejo or Games Workshop adds a little bit more latex to their stuff than GW or than Vallejo does.
And if you're wondering what that means in the realm of miniature painting, it means that they're more flexible. So the binder is a lot more flexible, and it's a more expensive binder as well. But I think this would be good. I honestly think this could be a paint set that, no shit, could cover all you would need for non-metallic paints. And that's, if they're what they're selling, it's effectively $2 and a nickel a bottle if you would break it down to 15 milliliter size, which is what almost everybody uses. GW, Warcolors, Vallejo, Army Painter all use 15 to 18 milliliter bottles. These are 30, so they're almost double. They already have the steel agitator, which most people buy in order, so that's nice. It's got a flip top bottle versus a dripper bottle. Okay. Yeah, this is something that I would be interested in trying. This would be something I'd be interested in trying, and maybe carrying around a miniature for my travel kit. One small thing of these and a couple brushes in a bag. You should honestly be able to paint damn near anything with them. Because they even have a chart. They have a chart up here that shows, hey, mix this with this, and you get these colors. It's like, okay, well, that's interesting. I might have to message them and be like, hey, when are you getting some more in? Because I want to buy some. And I like the names. I'm so over, okay, if you're not Games Workshop or something, or have your own miniature line where the names kind of make sense to the miniature line, stop naming your ship like Laser Phaser Bright Blue. Just call your shit light blue or neon blue. And that's what they did. Like, their stuff is carbon black, the white, the red, orange, warm yellow, cold yellow, Pathalos blue, which is a red shade, Pathalos blue, which is a green shade, magenta, Pathalos green, violet, red oxidized, yellow oxidized, and a satin medium. Simple names. Though I am kind of curious what the Pathalos thing is. It is from another company, so it could have a different meaning. Country. The large thing that has its own government body. Yeah, there we go. So what are you working on? I hear the paint swishing around in the background.
I'm batch painting my War Machine commission.
Cool.
So I need to take it to Adepticon and deliver it, so gotta get it done. And I still have about 50 models left, at least. Some of them are zombies and stuff, but just batch painting.
Anybody I know?
I don't think so. He's from Tennessee.
Hold up. Is it the guy that you went to the fair with the job thingy with? That him and I used to go to the same gaming shops?
Maybe?
Did he work for the same company you did?
Yes.
Then yes. We talked about him on another show.
Okay.
Because you told him that he needs to listen to the podcast, and him and I actually went to a couple of the same game shops.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's funny, these weird connections that we have. Mm. It's that dude. Oh, goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Anything else?
Painting can get very, very boring.
A little tedious?
Yeah. But no, not much else. Bombshell paint-alongs coming. We've started doing. I don't think you've been around since we talked about what we were doing on our stream.
No. What's
so we have a monthly free giveaway, and we do something called a Snicker Crate. And it pretty much is. It's totally not a Loot Crate box, crossed out to say Snicker Crate.
Not at all. Not at all.
Not at all, no. It always has a ramen in it, but it's kind of like a thank you to our viewers. Like, to anybody who watches us, you earn knickknacks from us, and then you can turn those in every month for tickets into this raffle. So all you have to do is even just like sit and lurk instead of like having to talk or even. But yeah, we include all sorts of different things inside of them. Like last month there was a sculpting tool, a little journaling book, and ramen. But that's been fun to do, actually. That's
really cool. And for the people who are wondering, I always go to Yeji as my homegirl for ramen recommendations, and she's always led me.
Heck yes. Have you made the one that I sent in your birthday box?
Not yet. It is definitely. I'm actually kind of saving it for a special occasion. I'll probably eat it next week.
I was gonna say, eat it soon, because that's it's been a while
Already?
since I bought it, so it's should probably eat it soon.
Right. Yeji packaged me like the most beautiful freaking birthday box, and then sent me some other stuff, which I need to pay for my Snicker box too. But it's funny because she bought me all this really cool stuff. And then the one item that I saw and I was like totally geeked over, she picked me up a hat from the Die Antwoord concert that they went to, and I was like, oh, this is sweet. And somehow she managed to either get a kid's hat or a lady's hat, because it absolutely does not fit my head. I was like, but it's cool because now it's going to be sitting on my display cases once I get all that stuff set up for the live talking television show that I'm looking at trying to do here soon. So it'll be on display back there, which is cool because it's the only Diane Wood hat that I got, and I can be like, you know what, it came from a concert.
Yeah.
Maybe it's better that it doesn't fit me so I don't get it all dirty and stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't even think it would be different sizes or anything, right? But, I guess maybe because I was the only one. Clint was getting drinks at the time I was buying merch. And so that might have been the reason why they gave me a ladies possibly instead of a men's.
Yeah, because it does not even fit my head at all. And I got a big head. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, yeah, I'm just sitting there. I tried to put it on and I was like, oh. But yeah, she got me some really cool stuff. And she packed up a couple things, ramen in there, stuff that I haven't had yet, because there's been a couple times I'm like, hey, there's a place called Jungle Gyms down the road that carries authentic from Asia type stuff. Not the American, but more of, hey, this is stuff that we imported ourselves for our shelves. They do that for all the different countries. This place is awesome. If you're ever in the Cincinnati area, you need to go to Jungle Gyms. I know it's weird. Recommend going to a freaking grocery store as a thing you need to stop at, but it's really cool. They have bus parking for tourists. So let's just say that. Well, and the thing is, their prices are actually really good too. So I spend less at Jungle Gyms than I would at Kroger. It's this really cool experience. If you go on the weekend, any weekend, it's absolutely jam packed. Hundreds and hundreds of people inside.
I mean, you don't even go to the store on the weekend. You know that, right?
Right. I know. But the funny part is that I'll go and I'll do grocery shopping there, and if you shop the sales, you can usually find. Now, do they have a $3,000 bottle of hot sauce? Yes, they do. But they also have the good shit seasoning, which is the name sounds funny, but it's one of the best steak seasonings that I've ever found. And it's from a company called Big Gamecock, and it is supposed to be somewhat of a parody. And basically, the story behind it is the way they got the name Good Shit is that he shared it with his lawyer buddy, who's the lawyer for the company, and he's like, you should sell that. And he's like, what should I sell? He's like, that seasoning you have. Well, which one? The good, that one, the good shit. And that's how it got its name. And they've run with it because they've got dip shit, good shit, hot shit, bullshit. So it's a really shitty company. But their seasonings, with the exception of the bullshit, I don't like it. Their seasonings are amazing, and they actually have it at Jungle Gyms. I was so happy when I saw it. But they carry the cheaper, more inexpensive products. It's not everything there is a $3,000 bottle of hot sauce. If you go to their steak area and their different meats, you can buy kangaroo, and it's going to cost you a significant amount of money. But you're not getting upcharged. They're not selling you stuff for a higher rate like white nylon brushes just because they have a cool name on them. They're selling you at fair market price. And you can actually, there's been a couple times I went there and they had an amazing sale on New York strip steaks. And it's like, holy crap, I can't buy New York strip steaks at Walmart for this price, let alone at a actual
Why would you go
butcher.
buy your meat at Walmart?
I don't. I go to a place called Brunk's down the road, or Jason's Deli, to buy my meats. What I'm saying is their prices when on sale, were cheaper than the equivalent at Walmart, even though the quality is 10 times greater. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I know. I go to an actual butcher for all my steaks and my meats and everything else. I don't. I might buy hamburger at Walmart, but that's about it. And even then, that's kind of pushing it. But yeah, that place is really awesome. It was really cool.
I'm just excited for all the cons.
Oh, but as I
all
was,
the food at the cons, like you just had said food, and I was like, oh yeah, I need to go. Like, I need to ask people to take me places, like when I'm visiting. You know.
I'll have my car up at Adepticon, so we can. We're already going to do one day of probably going out and sightseeing a little bit, and maybe hitting some of the big restaurants. We may have to kidnap Mark and drag him along. And I'm probably going to bring my van, so I'll have 7 seats.
Sure.
So, yeah. Go visit some of the really yummy places to go and eat and scarf. Take a carload. So, yeah, I can't wait. Got my hotel already paid for. Got my tickets already paid for. We got one, in my personal group, we got one VIG and one premium package. So we should have some pretty cool swag.
I got the regular swag bag, like the waitlisted one.
Oh, yeah, that's what I got, the premium one.
Yeah. And I was happy. I was like, at least I got something, you know?
Yeah. We got in the drawing for the VIG, and then, I waitlisted into, I didn't get it at first, but I waitlisted into it, and I got the premium one. Yeah, all my friends are like, why are you paying? Because you're not attending any classes. And I was like, because I support Adepticon, and I kind of want a swag bag. If you honestly want to know, that's why. I want a swag bag, and also I'm supporting Adepticon, because could you walk in for free? Yes. Did I walk in for free this last year when I went for less than a day? Yes, I did. Because I went up there for a day. I visited some people. I talked to I did some interviews, and that was it. Well, this year I'm going for all 4 days, and I'm going to be partaking in a lot of this different stuff. And why wouldn't I? It's giving me so it cost me $65 to get the swag bag. That's with the waitlisted badge and the normal door fee. Mm-hmm. More than likely, there's going to be well over $65 worth of stuff in the swag bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're usually packed. But even if I just bought a normal badge, because I bought one of our people that's in the group that's going with us a normal badge, $35. He didn't need it because he didn't need it to get into anything because he's not taking any classes. But my feeling is $35 divided by 4 days, that's less than $10 a day for this really incredible event that's going on that has been running for a long time and only gets bigger by support. Why wouldn't I'm looking at it, I'm donating them $35.
Yeah.
Because they provided me 4 days of entertainment. And I think honestly, personally, that's well worth it. That's cheap. $10 a day for all day entertainment. You can't get that anywhere.
No.
You can't get that anywhere. I will say,
classes wise, like I'm super excited because I have one more spot left for my unnatural skin tones class. And then I still have like 14 seats left for the other one, though.
What's the other one?
Lettering.
You know what? Actually, I might have to go and look at that. How much is those classes?
I think lettering's the longer one. Hold on, I'd have to go back and look. I can't remember because the prices for like all the different classes that I'm doing this year are all different because of different conventions and whatnot. And then I am a little sad about Las Vegas Open hobby registration. There's not very many people taking classes. Let's just say that. And not just for mine, like for everyone.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's sad.
I mean, we haven't, like, I don't think any of us have really advertised it too hard. But at the same time, I've been getting complaints about how expensive it is. And that's not because we're charging all that much, like all of that, like the teachers. It's part of it the con is taking. So the freehand lettering is $39 because that is a 3.5-hour class.
Sweet.
And that's on Thursday.
Ooh, okay. I don't think I could actually go even if I wanted to. I'm not going to get in until Thursday night.
But I'll be there starting Wednesday. And I'll be there until I think late Sunday.
We're probably going to be there Thursday afternoon, and I think we're leaving. I had to double check when exactly we're leaving.
Yep. Because that's the 3.5 hour one, and then the non-traditional skin tones is on Saturday for an hour and a half. And that has one person left, and one spot left, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah, that's the problem with Thursday classes. They're going to be harder to fill because there's a lot of people. Saturday and Sunday classes are easier to fill.
Yeah. Well, and I get it because it's my first year as an instructor too, so they're looking at like how popular are these classes going to be and whatnot, So I get it.
Yeah, and here's the thing: I might actually do like some one-on-one stuff, and I'm not sure if I'd even charge. Might do like hey, donate money to this charitable thing, but keep an eye out. I'll probably be in Fort Wapple for one day doing sit downs and all that good stuff. One-on-one, or maybe like cluster around and I'll answer questions. And
yeah, or if anybody has like chibi stuff, I'll probably be around Fort Wapple most of the time. So
yeah, you can find probably Yeji and I I'll have a phone mount or something, and her and I will be live casting.
Yeah.
Just talking jokes and talking shit in real life, possibly a punch or two to my face, most likely.
I don't know. I took up kickboxing, so I don't think you want me to punch you anymore.
You sound like you're trying to impress me like you're something special.
I am special.
Like Ed. Oh, man. So, yeah, recap. Ninja Turtles are really cool. You get a lot of miniatures. It is kind of crappy if you bought the original one. I think the miniatures look great. And so far, the stretch goals are decent. Now, these are board game miniatures, so keep that in mind. Quality is probably going to go down a little bit. Ghost brushes, I think it's silly. I wouldn't back it at all. Like, I wouldn't. Honestly, if someone goes, I'll pay for it, I probably wouldn't take them up on the offer. And that's the truth.
I'd probably be like, can you buy me one Series 7 instead?
Can you buy me a
set of Rosemary & Co., yeah.
Yeah, Rosemary & Co. for about the same price for actual red sable brushes that are pretty decent. Oh, speaking of brushes, totally sad news. I cannot believe that Broken Toad is not going to be making their brushes anymore. So Chris came out.
It makes me super sad on that.
Right, and I recommend the hell out of these brushes too, because you and Clint.
My favorite brushes. Period. And I was so sad.
Yeah, for people who've missed it, Chris has came out and said that he's having problems sourcing for his brushes because he has such a high quality demand, and he is going to discontinue making brushes for Broken Toad, which means that more than likely he's also going to discontinue a lot of his brush accessories, which on an up note means he's probably going to be focusing more on the miniature aspect of his company, which he's been doing some amazing busts and miniatures. But at the same token, it's like I've been waiting for his brushes to come back in stock because I was going to buy them and give them a try because Yeji, talks them up all the time, and I'm like, okay, cool. It's time that I need to try these. And then they came in stock after he announced that he's no longer making the brushes. And I don't know if he makes it out like it's going to be permanent. Hopefully, a couple years from now, the fur drought going on stops and he's able to make brushes again and sell them. But I didn't buy the set when they came out because I was like, look, if I am going to only be able to have this one set of brushes and after this I'm never going to get them again, I don't want to do that to myself. That's like a total and absolute cock tease. And it's like,
that's what Clint said. Like, when they restocked it at the beginning of this year, I was like, oh, I'm going to get me a set or two and like, so I can use them for the next couple of years. And Clint was like, you're just delaying the inevitable. So just find new brushes. And I was like, oh,
yeah, but that's
fine.
Not actually all that easy in and of itself. It's kind of like, what new brushes? Series 7's been having some issues. I'm not a fan of the 8404s by Raphael. I mean, you can go with the the Escadas, which are pretty decent. They're Spanish made. You can go with
Escodas, Larry.
Escodas. I don't have them in front of me and I don't use them, so I was kind of like,
they're good, but once it loses its point, it's like good for nothing but a base coating brush.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know.
We've got those. You've got Da Vinci Maestro, which are okay. 8404s are nice, but I find them very soft. I'm almost to the point, if we're having problems finding Kolinsky brushes again, I'm about ready just to go screw it and go to Red Sable brushes and start using Rosemary and Company brushes.
I might, because my Series 7s are too soft for me. Like, the way I paint, they're too soft for me, so I only use it for, like, wet blending or, like, really, really light glazes. Yeah, so I'm kind of like, I'll probably go for spring for some of the cheaper stuff and just use it all up.
Maybe you should look in, like, some horsehair brushes. Definitely don't do Black Squirrel, because Black Squirrel is actually even softer than Kolinsky. Holy crap, I've got one. They'd be great mop brushes. But I have a size 1 Black Squirrel, and holy crap, that is like the softest brush ever. I was like, I can't even paint with this damn thing. It's like no paint's being transferred from the brush because it's so soft.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it was nuts. I bought it. It was not super expensive.
I get it. It was nuts.
Ba-doom. Oh, man. Yep. Not a lot of, I don't know. I can't say what's been super cool about miniatures because I haven't been watching any of the stuff that's out for miniatures recently. It's kind of like I've been kind of ignoring it.
There was one that came out recently that I've been wanting. But I forget what company it is. I think it might have been Fur.
I've been doing a lot of the stuff I've been buying has been a lot of GW stuff. I've picked up Kill Team because a lot of my friends who don't want to get back into full-fledged 40K are like, hey, let's do Kill Team because you don't need a lot of models. I've picked up like Necromunda. Yeah, stuff like that, small crates versus large projects. And I haven't paid it much attention to a lot of the small stuff's out because that's outside of the niches that I already have because I don't know, just haven't really felt the need or the want.
Yeah, I've been doing busts lately and buying up busts.
I haven't been doing anything, and I need to. I also need to catch up from George's studio and also George Stafferson's studio because they have some really cool stuff that I have been meaning to pick up that I have not picked up, and yeah.
Like the Mortician, those busts?
The ones like... They're the small, the ones that
the Micromaniacs.
Yeah, the Micromaniacs. Yeah. I had 2 people who were supposed to pick me up at Jason, and neither one of them have made it to me in the last year. I was like, I am just totally going to just buy my own. And my friend was like, I'll buy the one that I said that I was going to buy you to begin with.
Yeah, no, I've been wanting to get my hands on the girls. Like, I'm kind of finished with the one that I started working on 2 ReaperCons ago, because I picked it up then. But I'm like finished with it, but then like I look at it and I'm like, no, I'm not really finished with it, but I don't know. I'm at that state where I don't know what I want to do with it. So it's just sitting.
I think one thing that I'm going to focus on, and I'm not going to call it a resolution, I think one thing that I'm going to focus on is quit being such a perfectionist in my painting. I'm going to come to the understanding that I need to paint and just paint instead of trying to paint every single model and every single thing that I do to such a need. Because it's funny, because the stuff that I paint that's half done, people love. They're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. And then I add more stuff to it and they're like, oh, okay, that's cool. But still, I love that. And it's like, oh, well, maybe I don't need to go all out on it anymore. Maybe.
Well, especially since starting the stream, starting the Twitch thing, like, there has to be a point where you have to tell yourself, okay, this is finished. It may not be as perfect as I want it to be, but it's finished. Because you can't, I mean, for one, viewership-wise, right? Like, if you're working on the same model for 20 different sessions, people are going to start losing interest, for one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And 2, like, there has to be a point where you're like, okay, I've spent this much time on it. Do I really, like, is this really going to be a competition model? No, then it's finished, you know?
Well, not only that, but, I'll knock something out. I'll take an hour and a half to airbrush something. And I get a good amount of it done, and I share it, and people are like, this is amazing, this is awesome. And then I take a little bit more time, and I'll take another hour to detail it. And most people are like, that's freaking amazing. Not to toot my own horn, but people are like, that's awesome. That's amazing. And then, yeah, I could spend another 20 hours adding every little freaking detail. But at that point, it's like, is this going to be a competition piece? No. Who's going to notice those itty bitty little details that I added? Like 0.0001% of the people that are out there.
And, like, you're going to know, but at the same time, like, it always comes back to the topic of, is this going to be perfect or is it going to be finished, you know?
Yeah. What's like the old thing that we say, the best color of a miniature is finished.
Or, painted, not gray.
Yeah.
Because, like, even now Clint looks at some of his stuff and then, like, from even, like, 2 years ago, and he's just like, man, that looks rough. And so he's kind of like at that point where he's like, do I strip it and start all over, or do I just leave it?
Leave it.
Yeah, and it's like, it kind of, it kind of shows you your progress, so we're like, leave it. Because it's something, too, that we can show people and tell them, hey, we all start from somewhere. Don't be discouraged and just do it.
Exactly. I am scootling through Facebook looking for stuff that catches my attention miniature-wise to maybe talk about. I know PAX South is going on right now, and Lynn and Tim are both down there, lucky bastards. And I passed by the Twisted Trucker website, which is the website for people who screw up most of the time. And yeah, one of my company's trucks are on there in the ditch.
As long as it's not yours.
No.
I mean, granted, you wouldn't be here recording if it was yours.
I might be. I might have been in the truck. If I'm stuck in a ditch, I've got nothing else to do. I might as well record a podcast or two.
True.
I think this Wednesday I'm going to get together with Peter and record another podcast. Try to catch up our backlog of, we recorded 5 episodes in 3 months versus, way more than we should have. I should have been posting more.
Yeah. Well, but
life happens.
Seriously, life happened for all of us, at the same time.
Dude, you're telling me, man.
And, I mean, Clint is starting school here on January 22nd as well. So, he's going to be busy, too. But...
yeah. It's... yeah. Lots of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Just if it's not one thing, then it's another. So lots of stuff has happened for all of us.
Yeah, it wasn't just one on my part. It wasn't one thing. It just seemed like it was fucking everything. It's stop, life, stop. I'm done. I throw in the towel. Oh, man. So, everyone in listenership land, are you all excited that we're going to be back more often? Hopefully, at least.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. I mean, if they say no, I'm going to be like, well...
all okay, fuck it.
Right.
Or it's well, okay, I guess I'll go stream.
Well, here's the thing. If they didn't want to listen to us, why the hell do they download the episode as is? Yeah. I think they lying to us just to get me razzled up. Let's fuck with Larry, because that seems to be some people's. I swear, it's 3 or 4 people have sent me random stuff that I think they know would have gotten me riled up, at least in the past, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. They're not getting the reaction I think they want.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we all grow up sometimes.
I resent that remark. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Well, that worked out.
Yep.
The Cult of Paint guys. I got to give them props. They're class act people. Because I went kind of off on Andy, and he took it really, really well. And now him and I are friends. It's weird. It's weird how many friends are on my friends list that started off might be me saying something about a product they had, or, to be honest, the information that Andy was originally putting out was false. In Andy's defense, he didn't know. And he actually thanked me for telling him, because he said, I didn't know. And he changed his description. So.
Yeah, all in good.
No, he's good people, and their airbrush is neat. I'm not going to lie, they're not upcharging it. They're not upcharging it. That's the thing, is that they're not really making a ton of money off of it. They're probably making some. I'm sure they got some deal worked out with Harder and Steenbeck.
Ooh, which, we actually, so from Lynn's stream, we actually won a Chrome Renegade. And we've started using it, and we actually are really pleased with it.
I don't have the money to order from the HB55. Please stop tempting me.
The what?
Happy Birthday 55 celebration.
Oh, that one you actually had to email them by the 4th.
I already did.
Oh, okay.
I have the email. The links are active for another 2 days.
But seriously, like, we didn't like the Sotar as much, right? Because we felt like it was like a either on or off.
It really does seem like it has that really small throw.
Yeah. So, like, if you do have a Sotar, I highly suggest getting a, what is that? The high roller trigger.
Mm-hmm.
But if you have a chance to get a Badger airbrush and you want detail stuff on it, I highly recommend the Chrome Renegade over the Sotar 2020.
I might have to.
Like,
I thought about picking up another Patriot 105 because my idea is when I go to Adepticon, I have two Infinities. So I wanted to have two Sotar 105s because those are the two primary airbrushes I use, and I want to be able to have someone use the tools that I'm using while I'm giving lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So I really considered picking up another 105, but I might actually have to see if I can scrape together enough to grab one of the Renegades. If you're saying that they're that good, then I've been
using that lately over my Infinity.
I love my 105. I do. I really love my 105. I think it's great.
Yeah, we had to pick another 105 up after that deal that you brokered.
Right.
Yeah, we're just like, we're getting another 105.
The 105 is amazing. I mean, it's like, hey, do you have a lot of money? No? Patriot 105. Really? Yeah. Because you can do almost everything with it.
Yeah. Like, it is a garden hose, though.
It is. It definitely can be. But you can also order a 0.3 needle for it.
Yes, that's the other thing I was gonna... Yeah.
Honestly, if you have the money and you can find them both roughly the same price, now don't buy it for the second one for $100. But if you can find the Extreme Edition for like $70-$80, like if you're at a convention, or if you're doing the HB55, then
go for it.
I don't think the other upselling points like the air valve, yada yada, is all that great. But it comes with the high roller trigger and it comes with the 0.3 nozzle already in. And I think that right there makes it work. Is honestly one of the best setups. 0.3 nozzle, high roller trigger on a 105.
Yeah. The Renegade comes with a 0.21.
Yeah, same nozzle size as the Sotar.
Yeah, but it works so much better than the Sotar. I mean, it also could possibly be that I've gotten better at airbrushing since the Sotar. Like, that is a high possibility. Be. But at the same time, like, the trigger and everything, I like it much better.
And, the trigger means a lot. Like, I like the 105, but I love the trigger on the Infinity better because it's a lot more, I don't
flexible, like movable.
Adjustable.
Yeah.
Adjustable. It has a longer throw. It's not so tight that it's either an on-off. You can actually feather it if you need to, if you get real good with it. You can adjust both the tension on the up and down on the trigger and the back and forth. And it's designed to have that adjustability. You can do it with the Badger, but Badger will tell you that's not how their brushes are designed. You need to set it like it is or it won't work right. While the Infinities are designed to have that flexibility built into them, the adjustability.
Well, and just even Ken's customer service, though, man. is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. Ken does have some great customer service. I really, really, really wish that either they or the provider that sells their stuff would come up with a better website, because I have used. Okay, when I did the research for the
US airbrush, yeah.
I haven't looked at that one yet, but I do know for a fact that when I was doing research for the airbrush episode, finding some of the information on the Badger airbrushes, such as what needle and nozzles are compatible with these airbrushes, was an absolute pain in the ass to find. Like, what needle and nozzles can a Patriot 105 use? You would think that would be very basic and easy information to find out, and it's not. What airbrush nozzles and needles can a Chrome use? Once again, not really easy to find out. It seems to be a lot more of a hassle to find that information out than it should be. And I wish that either the Badger website would make it a little bit clearer and unmuddled, or the person that they're selling through, which is not a Badger website, but is built almost the same way. So anyways, it is, I don't know, they both look like tripod websites from the 90s. And I really wish they would actually have someone build a website or maintain a website that actually has enough information in it that if I want to see what needles and nozzles I can use on my Patriot 105, I don't have to hunt through YouTube videos, other people's tutorials, other websites, pages to find this information out. I think that their customer service is great, and yeah, you can email them and go, hey, what needle and nozzles can I use for this airbrush? And yeah, they'll tell you. And it's usually pretty quick, but I shouldn't have to message customer service to ask that question.
Yeah.
I should be able to find it myself on their website with just a little bit of hunting. And
well, yeah, and if they had that, they would have less customer service questions to answer too.
Over small stuff.
Yeah.
It's just, I think that's one thing that they're lacking in, is their website is not very descriptive, and they don't make things as transparent as they should. I think that there is lots of improvements. You know, it's one of those things where, hell, I've got most of the research done already. It's kind of like, hey, Ken, yeah, want me to do it? I've got most of this information already done on a spreadsheet from my own personal stuff, and I think, or maybe that's, you know what I should do? I should slowly take every different airbrush company out there and do that. You know, like, hey, this airbrush can use this needle and nozzle, and this needle and nozzle, and this needle and nozzle, and it's this part number. That's another thing. It's because sometimes it's not clear, even on Harder and Steenbeck, that this part number is used for this airbrush because it's used in like 4 different airbrushes. And that's honestly how Harder and Steenbeck is. There are multiple airbrushes that use the exact same nozzle and needle. Like your airbrush that you have, that you traded for, uses the exact same needle and nozzle that my Infinity uses. Mm-hmm. And so like the Infinity, whenever you upgrade from one to the other, you're actually upgrading the handle. You're not upgrading the front internals. The front internals on my airbrush and Yeji's airbrush are the same, even though they're 2 different airbrushes. I have an Infinity, and yours is the
Evo.
I was thinking Gaffo was stuck in my head, which is another one of their airbrushes, but they have the Evo. And Evo is kind of their lower tier, more entry model. It's like mid hundreds. Infinity is like mid three or mid twos if you buy the Solo. So it's like $100 difference. Well, you're like, well, what's the price difference? It's the handle, the back handle, the adjustability.
No, Larry. Ours is the limited edition, okay?
Right. Yours is a different. Yours is an Evo limited, so yours is completely different. No, my normal Evos don't have any adjustability. That's what I'm saying. Normal Evos don't have the back handle that adjusts. To get that option, you actually have to pick up a Infinity. But the front internals are the same. The needle, the nozzle, the front handle, the unscrew paint cup. Another difference is yours typically comes with like a 0.2 or a 0.3, while the Infinity typically comes with a 0.15.
Ours came with a 1.15.
Yeah, but yours it had some aftermarket stuff.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, and I think honestly that would be good information to get out there. It's like, what's the differences? Okay, is it worth my extra $100 to buy an Evo over the Infinity? Well, are you going to use the handle with the adjustable and the clicky and the cutout and all that stuff? If yes, buy the Infinity. If no, buy the Evo. Straight up. And you can actually buy the collar and the handle and upgrade your Evo to an Infinity. So you can always go cheap, and it'll cost you a little bit more to do the upgrade, but you can still upgrade. Food for thought. And here we are, like, we're going to do this for an hour, and now we're almost at 2.
Woo.
So my friend Robert, I posted that we're recording an episode, me and you, tonight, and Robert's like, so excited, mini happy. Yeah. There for a while. I don't know if you've got it. I know you've got it because you mentioned it to me. A lot of our listeners and our friends were going, are you guys done? Did you break up? Or you guys stop recording? I noticed Yeji's doing streaming and y'all haven't. And I was like, no, we're fine.
Yeah, it's just life and other stuff got in the way, so.
Yeah, the Models Workshop podcast, we'll let you know if it's over. Just because we've slowed down, just because we're not putting it out as much as we have, doesn't mean that we're done. We're not done. We are still here. We are still going to be recording episodes.
We'll let you know if Larry and Yeji have a breakup, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while.
I'm not sure it could happen, to tell you the truth. Oh, man. So, also, a buddy of mine, he shares it to the Models Workshop painting page. So if you go there, and they every Saturday morning, they have a live show from their local gaming shop, and it's called What's New with Mike and Jeff. And they talk about new releases and stuff that's going on. It's actually...
Hi, Mike. Hi, Jeff.
Yeah. Hi, Mike. Hi, Jeff. But it's an informative show that they have, and it's a video show, and they show different products that are coming out. They talk about it. They have a product camera, and it's small, but it's getting bigger and bigger. So it's really cool. Mike has been a friend of mine for a while. I'm just becoming friends with Jeff. It's funny as shit because Mike, I don't know what happened. I didn't do it. So it was a glitch in the mainframe or whatever. But somehow I unfollowed him on Twitter. And he sends me a message. He's like, well, if you were pissed off at me or upset about me about something, you could have had the decency of messaging me and letting me know. And I'm like, Mike, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, you unfollowed me on Twitter. And I was like, okay. And I looked, sure enough, I had. I was like, okay, refollow. I was like, all right, Mike, let me ask you a question. Did I unfriend you or block you on Facebook? No. I was like, all right. Don't you think if I was mad at you, I'd have unfriended you on Facebook? He's like, well, yeah. I was like, okay. So I don't know what happened. I really don't. I seriously have no clue what the hell happened and why I unfollowed him. I could have misclicked, in all honesty. Yeah, it's probably what it was. I probably went to look at his timeline or something and somehow managed to unfollow him. But yeah.
I get to see Jeff, though. Jeff's coming to LVO.
Yeah. They were talking about that. That's really cool. He's a cool guy. I like Jeff. I like Mike, too. Actually, Mike sent me a text message. Because I guess Jeff actually knows the guy who's doing the Ghost options. So they were like, yeah. And then Epic Duck is doing their awesome sauce.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be at Adepticon as well.
Yeah, I saw him at Adepticon last year. So,
but he's going to be teaching this year.
Oh, is he teaching this year?
Yep.
Nice. All right, yeah, we're really getting close to that 2-hour mark of recording. Probably hour and 45 once we cut the dead space out. Even though I don't think we had a lot of dead space. The two talkingest people on the platform get together. But, all right, tell people where to go and find your streams again and all that good stuff.
It's twitch.tv/snickernack_studios. SNICKERNACK_studios. You
can also find Models Workshop at twitch.tv/Models Workshop podcast over on the Twitch. And yes, our goal is to eventually at least have some form of live stream. I have actually looked into running multiple computers so we don't get a lot of jittery stuff. That is my end goal, is to have a video whenever we're recording a podcast to actually live stream it. Maybe not every single one of them, but you know what? Looking forward to hearing from you guys. Hey, if there's something you want us to talk about, don't be afraid. Message us either personally or over at Models Workshop. You can find us there at facebook.com/The Models Workshop. And let us know what you want us to talk about. You know, we're always looking for topic ideas. And if you think there's something out there that'll actually get me riled up, bring it on, because I don't get riled up as easy as I used to. But if you think you got it, bring it.
I might be the one. I might be the one riled up now.
I think, honestly, it may be a little bit easier to rile up Yeji than it is me nowadays. But, yeah, I still get passionate about stuff. And I will still tell you my honest opinion. I might not yell about it anymore, but I will tell you my honest opinion. But thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. You're the reason we do this every month or 5 now. And we'll continue to do it at least once every month or 5.
Yep, we'll try and be a bit more on it, because I do want to bring some more people on. We've met some amazing people through Twitch, and to kind of get their views and how long they've been twitching and things like that. So there's a lot of things going on the Twitch side itself too. So I think it would benefit bringing some of that stuff over.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, folks, we will talk to you in the next time.
Bye.
Bye.